So the last table that we need to do is create a table for my appointment. So call it appointment. And of course I need a primary key for the appointment, so appointment ID. And what I also need to do is put two foreign keys in there so that I can link the doctor and patient data together, so when I make the appointments it's all connected. So I'm going to put doctor in there. Now the one difference is that with doctor being auto number in this table, that's going to be automatically generated. We don't want to automatically generate it in this table as well because it's already going to exist. So it still has to be the same data type, so auto number converts to number. So I put doctor in there and I want to put patient in there. And I'm going to do the same for that. Now what I can do is have the date, and date's a reserved word, don't worry about that. I'm going to select date, time, and the format for this I'm going to select as short date so that it's easy to type in. I could put a validation rule in there, but you can look that up and find a validation rule to say that the date of the appointment must be no less than today's date and maybe no further into the future than maybe 2 years. Time, we can do a couple of things with time. We could actually set it so that when they enter it, they manually enter an actual time. Or we could actually set it up as a lookup wizard, and with a little bit of effort, we could actually set it up with a set of time. So we could set up like 9 o'clock. Doctors seem to have appointments about every 15 minutes. So if you went and did this, it might be a little bit time consuming, but you're going to create a nice little lookup wizard which will allow you to select the time of the appointment, which would actually be a little bit easier to do than sitting there typing in the figures for the time every time you want to do it. So I'm just going to create that on a lookup wizard so that the user can select it. And what I also want to do is put in a diagnosis, which I'm going to leave as text and 255 characters. In fact, I might even change that to a long text so the doctor can type a lot of information in there. And I'm also going to put in a treatment, and again, that can be a long text. Now, in here, you could actually put some information about billing if you wished. That's up to you. So I could put the cost in there and have that as a currency, and default value set to 0. Again, I could kind of set a rule up here to say, like, because we don't want people to make mistakes typing values in. So we could say, like, well, what's the highest cost it's going to be at a doctor's? Maybe about $500. So if I do between 0 and 500, if anyone tries to type a negative value in or tries to type a value in that's too high, like slips and hits a 0 twice and puts 5,000 in, it's going to pick up on that and give you a message. And the message is going to be value must be between 0 and 500. Okay, so that's that done. I can now save this table, and we've got our data foreign keys in there as number data types, as I say, and they correspond to the primary key of also number up here. I'm just going to close these down so I make sure I save them. And the next step is, what I'm going to do is click on database tools, and this bit's really important. Before we enter any data whatsoever, we have to set up the relationships within the tables. So I'm going to click on relationships. I'm going to select all of them. I'm going to choose add and then close it. Now I'm just going to move this over here, just kind of arrange it a little bit neater so the appointments is in the middle. Now you can stretch this to show all of the fields. That's usually a little bit handy, so you can get to see all of the names. And I'm going to link the patient ID over here, the primary key, with the patient's foreign key over here. So I just click on it and drag it across. It opens up this table. And what we have to do is we have to enforce referential integrity. That basically means that any data that's changed in one table will be kind of updated in the other one. It just makes sure the data doesn't become corrupt. And you'll see the relationship side there is one to many. And that basically means that one patient could theoretically have many appointments. as in they may go to the doctors every week, so they might have 52 appointments in a year. I'm going to click create, and that's that done, and I'm going to do the same for doctor. Drag the primary key across to the corresponding foreign key, release, click enforce referential integrity, and again, a doctor sees many patients in a day, so a doctor will also have many different appointments. I click create and we're done. So if I close that now and save it, all of our tables are actually connected together now.